AI-generated optical illusions are taking the internet by storm. Maybe you've seen them around, maybe you haven't, but if you haven't, I guarantee you will really soon. How's it going, my friend? My name is Tyrin. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can create these optical illusions and put a little spin on them so you too can join in on this AI art trend. Let's get started.
First things first, we need our model to use in ControlNet to generate these types of images. If you check the link in the description, you'll see a link to QR code monster on civitai.com. So if you've never used Civitai before, you can choose which model you want to download or which version of the model you want to download. We are at the moment on version 2, so we're going to go ahead and download that. And there are 2 different files here, so it's going to download that. Now we're going to put this file into the ControlNet folder. To get there, just click on your Stable Diffusion Web UI folder, go into Extensions, ControlNet, Models, and just throw that bad boy in here. Now in Stable Diffusion, just open your ControlNet module and go to, first you're going to need to refresh it if you don't see it, then just click the QR code monster model and it'll load right in. You don't need a preprocessor for this to work. And next we need a image to work with. Now there are a ton of ways you can go about doing this. Obviously you can use a QR code. I'll show you how to do that. One of my personal favorites is just using text and hiding text within an image as an optical illusion. Now I use Canva because it's super easy and it's free for this purpose. Create a design, custom size, 512 by 512. Now you can either do a white background with black text or black background with white text. It doesn't really matter too much. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to do YouTube because you know why. Then we're just going to download that bad boy right there. Then it's as easy as dropping this into our ControlNet, turning the ControlNet on. We're going to do pixel perfect. Then make sure that everything is still the same. Now we just need a prompt. So for this, I'm just going to use the Tyrant prompt generator because I just want to quickly make a high quality prompt. So I'm thinking with YouTube, we're going to do something mechanical, Android-esque, probably dystopian. So let's just do cyberpunk city with robots. And just like that, we have a beautiful prompt. If you want to get your hands on this, we are giving away 300 coupons to celebrate 300 subscribers on YouTube. Simply use YouTube25 at checkout. Now we're just going to paste this in right here and just make sure there's nothing I want to add or subtract from this because it is quite large. But I feel like this is pretty good for now. So let's generate. So immediately you can barely see any relevance to what we referenced, which is YouTube. I can kind of see the E right there and the B and the U and the O, but it's not an optical illusion because you can't see it. So this is where control weight comes in handy. So it really just depends on what you're using. Usually with QR codes you want a really heavy weight, but with this we're gonna go heavy, but I would say around 1.6. With QR codes, especially if you're using like Venmo or something, I'll show you when we get to that section, but you want a really heavy weight, especially for Venmo QR codes. So let's regenerate this with a 1.6 weight, and immediately you can see it a little better. Let's up the sampling steps because this quality is garbage. Let's try it one more time with this weight. It's getting a little better, but I feel like we're just gonna have to go really heavy on the control weight. So let's just max it out and see what that does for us. So that's actually much better. You can either go really far back to see it, or I just like to squint to see it. But I mean, you get the idea. This is kind of a mediocre example, but that just kind of showcases the importance of finding the perfect weight. Okay, so let's do a QR code next. Now to get a QR code, there are a couple ways to do it. If you want to get it really quick, you can just right click on a web page and then just click QR code or create. Just click create QR code for this page and you will get a QR code you can download and save to your computer. Alternatively, you can go to qrcodegenerator.com. This is another one that I use if you don't like the little T-Rex in the Google Chrome version. This is the one I use. There are a ton of them out there, so let's throw it in Google. But I will leave the link to this in the description as well. So for the QR code, it's going to link to the prompt generator. So I want something like a circuit board. Let's just do circuit, that is circuit board. Just throw that bad boy in here and generate. And again, I'm leaving the weight all the way up for this because I want it to be able to read. I want it to be a usable QR code. See, that's actually not bad. Let me see if that scans. It does not scan. Maybe it scans for you, who knows? But it did not scan for me. So I'm going to change the model actually, because this is a great model, but it's good for characters and landscapes. So let's use the cyber realistic model on this. Regenerate. That looks, maybe it might be usable. Let's see. Let's see if it scans. Got to do the scan test. Oh. And it scanned, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess I have to choose a plan to use this QR code, so it works. So yeah, just kind of have to play with it. Now I'm going to show you the difference between having a white background with black text and a black background with white text. So we're going to keep the weights exactly the same on this, 1.65. Same prompt, same sampler, same everything, just to get a side-by-side comparison. And mind you, for these, I'm not using any negative prompts, no styles, no textual inversions, because I had to completely reinstall Automatic 1111, so I don't have any of my assets. Except for my checkpoints, I transferred those, but everything else yet to transfer. But as you can see, this actually doesn't look too bad. Bit hard to see the S there. Everything else is pretty decent. Overall, not bad, especially with not having any negative prompts. Next, we will do the black background with white text. Alright, honestly, I do like this one a bit better, especially with the fact that you can read it a lot easier. Still some weird artifacts, but I'm going to upscale this and see if that can clean it up a little bit, and then I'll show you guys a little trick that you may already utilize, but I think adds another dimension of awesomeness to this kind of stuff. So this isn't too bad. I can roll with this just for the video. Now, if you have never heard of Leiapix Converter, it's a game changer. It used to be 100% completely free. Now they have a little credit system, but it is about 90% free still. I will show you. I still 10 out of 10 would recommend using this platform if you already haven't. It's pretty popular in the art space and AI space, but you can see that just uploading my image, it automatically throws a depth map on it and gives it some motion. So it really brings your photo to life essentially. Now this is kind of an odd example because there's kind of a crease right there, but I can't get over these little carousel constellation things, but you can really add a whole new dimension to your art, and you can have a bunch of different animation styles, you know, perspective is probably the best one, and then you can actually play with the edge dilation. You can see that these little, what are those called, spires or needles, but you can see the edge kind of change on this. So yeah, it gives you a lot of customization. Then you can just go into advanced editor and really just add more Y movement. And yeah, it's, especially with like this optical illusion art, it just makes it a lot more fun. And if you want to export it, just click export, and then exporting it at the original size is the only thing that costs money technically. But they give you 500 credits to start with, so you can definitely play around with it. And then there's just a bunch of other options. And honestly, if you don't want to use any credits, you can just, you know, export it to 720p and then just upscale it from there. That's a viable option. But yeah, that is the end of this little tutorial here. Hopefully that helps you get a good understanding of the QR code generator and how people are able to generate these cool optical illusions that you're probably seeing all over the place now. And with using Leiapix, you can kind of add a new twist to all of these, make them a little more exciting, so they're not all static images. If you want to see more content like this, you know what to do. You know what to do. Click the link in the description to join the Tyrant Empire and be a part of a community who are on the journey to conquering their lives in all realms by learning new skills and being around like-minded people. That is the end of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tyrin the Tyrant. Until next time, keep conquering.